When you look at MiFID, what are the exact effects on MiFID on the sell side? So do you have any idea of who the winners and losers are?
I think it's a bit difficult to say at the moment. I think that there will be some change in the marketplace because when people are invited to pay for research separately, they will, of course, ask themselves whether they really want it. I mean, this is a bit like in a restaurant where if 12.5% service is rolled into your bill, you just sign it. But if it's itemized separately, you ask yourself if you were happy with the guy pouring soup over your suit, and maybe you don't pay it. So I think that people will therefore look harder at the value of research they get, and they may be less prepared to pay for the volume that they get at the present time. So I suspect there will be some concentration in the markets, in that people may not be prepared to pay for lots of different types of equity research from different brokers. But we can't see how that will work out. The whole purpose of MiFID II is to enhance competition in that area, and so it would be odd if you could predict precisely how that would conclude.
On the equity side, how difficult is it, or where do you see the price settling?
I honestly don't know, because I would say RBS, we're not in the equity markets, and NatWest markets, we're fixed income and foreign exchange sort of house. And so I guess I haven't really focused on that. You'd have to ask someone from an equity house.
Fair.
That's a fair. I like you gracefully got around that question, Sir Howard. You did a good job of avoiding that. But the reality is, people go to fancy schools, they get fancy CFA educations, and they've got to get a fancy salary. Is it going to be a lower wage and as many people? Or is it going to be a higher or even higher wage, ever higher wage, in fewer bodies in the intellectual game of Wall Street?
I think there may turn out to be some concentration in that probably the marginal analyst is going to struggle to get people to buy her research in the future. So you may well get some concentration. I would expect it to be more concentration rather than the same or more volume and more people paid less. I think that would be an unlikely outcome.